A swarm of teenagers on bikes take over the neighborhood streets near McLoughlin Middle School. They're students in teacher Biniam Afenegus' PE class, taking part in his annual bike safety unit.
It's about teaching them how to safely be able to drive their bikes out in the street, knowing the rules of the road.
Biniam invited me along for the ride. First, volunteer Joe Grolick checks my helmet to make sure it fits.
Over his eyebrows to the bottom of the helmet.
And Biniam gives a safety lesson. Then we're out the door and into the parking lot where students have been learning how to safely ride on the street. And it was a lot more complicated than I realized.
Riding their bikes with traffic instead of against traffic.
How to make turns.
What does a stop sign mean for bikers?
How to put helmets right.
Joe sums up the approach these middle schoolers are learning.
They're 2 or 3 years away from getting their driver's permit. This is their first driving lesson.
After signaling at the stop sign,
okay, we're off.
Into the neighborhood to practice our signals at an intersection. A left hand down means stop. To turn, we point in the direction we need to go. Students know what happens when you don't follow the rules.
Sometimes you use bikes and you don't know how to use them properly, and sometimes accidents can happen.
And they appreciate this chance to learn.
This bike unit teaches us how to be safe and be cool at the same time.
This is the 12th year Biniam has offered bike lessons in class.
We were doing some numbers, and in those 12 years, I think we've served probably easily over 1,000 kids.
This program is made possible by volunteers and partnerships with Washington State and the Bicycle Transportation Alliance. The equipment was provided to the school by a grant, and at the end of the unit, the kids keep the helmets.
I bike a lot on the weekends at home, but I didn't know a lot of the safety tips these kids have taught me today. So I know going forward I'm going to be a lot better cyclist, just like these kids. For In the Know, I'm Voll.